are listening
to I couldn't hear myself. You are listening to WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. It is time for Streaming Verse with Nina and Chris. And I'm just going to say this now before I rant about all the things I'm going to rant about this evening. The thoughts and ideas presented on the show are our own and not necessarily representative of the opinions of Harper College, WHCM, or its Board of Trustees. I like the dramatic pause.
Yeah. Of its Board of Trustees.
So. I have to turn my glasses down just in case I get any text messages.
That's so fancy.
We're testing of the Meta glasses has been going well, but sound should be low, just in case a text message comes through.
Yes.
So, Nina, what have you been streaming?
Not much. But then within the past 5 seconds, I just realized more than I thought I had. So I wrote it down. I've been watching for the past couple weeks now because we were not here last week. I'm looking at this camera that's not even pointed at me.
You're over there.
The back of my head is...
You know why? Because the camera you should be looking at's over here. So we need to fix that for next time. That's what your confusion is.
No, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good. Life is. In fact, you can even see me on your camera. I just noticed that.
Yeah, what was I thinking with this? I don't know. Anyways, I've been watching Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. Finally.
Mm-hmm.
It's been on my list for so long. And this is so unnatural not looking at you when I'm talking. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. It's super raunchy and very much... You have to, watch the first episode to, get a sense of, the humor. But it's so awesome. Kristen Ritter stars in it, and she's amazing, and I love her so much. She plays Jessica Jones. And it's so funny. I'm on the second season, and I've been purposely trying to slow myself down from watching it too fast.
I get that.
Because I know it'll be over too soon.
Yeah. And speaking of that, and watching things too fast... Mm-hmm. Maybe if you'd like, we could take a break. During our break, we could change cameras around if that would make you feel better.
This is my bad. Sorry.
So both Aaron and I have been streaming Black Mirror, which finally dropped today. And I've told her I'm convinced that she will be finishing it by the end of the weekend because her parents are gone. She's home alone. She can just binge. I wouldn't doubt if she's going to be on the third episode by the end of today. She also said she's been streaming Formula One, Drive to Survive, and Abbott Elementary.
Abbott Elementary is so good. I love Abbott.
I don't know which to start with. What should I talk about in all my streaming? I'm going to talk about the one that's making me upset.
Okay.
The Daily, which is a podcast by the New York Times, which is really good, and it's very informative and awesome. But they had two in a row about what's happening in our country, and it was so depressing because one of them is about a lawyer who quit his firm because he doesn't believe in the direction that they're taking, and the other one was about the stock market. And it's just I was driving to swimming Wednesday morning listening. I'm like, this was a really bad idea because now I'm all worked up and I need to relax to swim.
Right.
Everything. So it was good, but it's really informative in terms of getting your news and knowing what's happening in the country. So it's a good podcast. Just I'm not happy with the topics.
Yeah. Understandable. I've listened to that a couple times. Let's see. I watched and read Tank Girl.
Sorry, I know Tank Girl.
Yeah. The comic book was a lot. How do I describe this? It was just so much on the page. Mm-hmm. Thank God I read it on my computer, and so I could zoom in. And if I didn't have that, I think my eyes would have completely just disintegrated because it was all black and white, and it's very maximalist art style. I I don't think I really enjoyed the comics all that much, but the movie was so much fun.
Yeah. Is it the one from like the 80s?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was so much fun, and everyone, because I watched it in a class, and everyone was like, this is wrong with it, and this is wrong with it, and that's wrong with it. And I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't matter. I had a good time. Like, it's like one of the, I was going to say, it's like the Minecraft movie. Like, they're not trying to make this, like, Oscar-winning film. Like, it's just fun, and that's what film should be.
And different forms of art do not have to represent the story the same way.
Exactly.
To be worthy either.
Yeah.
Things can be different and still be good.
Exactly. And I just thought, I mean, there were parts of it in the movie that I was like, oh, okay, we completely skipped over that plot line. We just said, you're going to see this person once and you'll never hear from them again, which was really funny. But Tank Girl is like Harley Quinn. Like,
yeah,
it's like
she
a Harley
is.
Quinn kind of like out there character, and I love it.
Yeah, that actress was also in A League of Their Own.
Really?
Yeah, so, and I'm trying to pull her up, Tank Girl. Well, Tank Girl, oh yeah, Lori Petty, I was right. Like, in my mind, I'm like, it's Lori Petty, and I'm like, no, I can't be right. Yeah, Lori Petty plays the sister of the main character.
What different roles? Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So that's why I saw Tank Girl, though, because I'd seen A League of Their Own, so I'm like, well, I have to see Tank Girl.
Yeah.
Because of her.
It was a lot of
I
fun.
like her. Yeah.
It was so much fun. It takes place in 2033, which is
That's kind of
impending.
Yeah.
But it was like a dystopian, and I love dystopians, not in real life, just in my fiction. And they had this device that they used to like kill people, to turn their blood into water, and they basically just like stabbed them with it, and then their blood would like go up to like here, and then it would just like fill a water bottle, and it would keep inflating, and it was just clear water. And then like the bad guy at one point just like unscrewed it and took a sip, and it was so funny to me for some reason because it was just so like, what science are you thinking about here? But I loved it so much. It was so goofy.
It's funny that you're focused on the water bottle, and I text all of you guys this week about my water bottle situation.
Which, by the way, I feel the same way, because the second that I have to use a cup, like a normal person, I freak out. I don't like it.
I know, it was weird. It's just, so I was at home and I need a glass of water, but my water bottle, I like to rinse it out and like scrub like.
As you should.
Right, between uses. And I was like, I don't have time for that right now and to fill it up again. But I'm really thirsty. And I'm like, how can I drink water? Can I? And I'm like, oh, I'm home. I have glasses. But I never drink water out of glasses anymore. Now, mind you, I will use the same glass like to have a, orange juice or grapefruit juice. But I never would have thought about it for water, which is crazy.
That's so funny.
But that's where I am now. That's my life
real.
now.
That's real. What else have you been streaming, Chris?
Well, I've also been streaming, and I've watched the whole thing. So I'm going to give a full review on this. 9 Bodies in a Mexican Morgue. It is on MGM Plus. And I decided to watch it because I like the lead actor, whose name, of course, I can't tell you, because when I was going to talk about it, I didn't think about his name.
I'll tell you in
All
a
right,
second.
you can tell me in a second. So guess what it's about?
9 bodies.
9 bodies in a Mexican morgue. So they start with the morgue, but they also tell the story of this plane crashing at the same time. So you really don't know what's happening. You're getting both basically close to the ends of, the beginning and the end at the same time, and they're going towards each other, which is interesting. What's his name?
Kevin Anderson?
No.
Aaron McCoy? Zach Ellis?
9 Bodies in a Mexican Morgue.
Sonia
the white guy.
Blair. Kevin Anderson?
No.
Is it Aaron? No, not Aaron. Hello.
Eric
McCormack. Okay,
Eric
so
McCormack.
His character name's Kevin Anderson.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes.
Aaron McCourt.
Oh,
is his
yeah.
name.
Yeah. Okay. So, and it was a really entertaining show. I think it's like, I don't know, 6, 7 episodes, whatever. But the ending, it made me feel like, what's the point of the story?
Ooh.
And what I mean by that is it was a good story. It was interesting to watch. So I'm not going to say it was horrible to watch, but at the end it was kind of like life when something happens and then you're like, what was the point of that? Why did this person live their
Right.
life? And there's no positive or negative. Like it's an equal.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like that where it's like the ending disappointed me.
Interesting.
But at the same time, in another situation, other people might think it's a good ending. But I felt like, but why did all those people have to die? Because again, it starts with 9 bodies in a Mexican morgue, so we all
Right.
know people are dead. And I was like, so now I'm disappointed that I watched it, even though I enjoyed it the whole time. That's a really,
No, that's
because you invest your time in this.
absolutely. I was
Yeah.
trying to think of an example of something I've watched like that because I know I have,
Yes.
but
yeah.
I just can't think of anything.
Yeah,
right
you
now.
get to the end, you're like, well, why? But yet I was entertained.
So you know how I add things on TV Time?
Yes.
I just added the show, and it says one person has added this show, and I believe that it's us.
We're the only ones who.
I
Well,
think
it's MGM Plus,
Which I had never even heard of.
right, which is interesting. MGM Plus also has. It's not evil. From is on it, and I love From. From is the one where everyone like, oh, let's go on a family road trip. Oh, there's a tree down in the middle of the road. Oh, now I'm stuck in this town forever. I don't know why I'm stuck in this town. There's monsters in the town, so it's kind of a nice little like horror sci-fi thing happening.
That's fun.
And I really like it. So that's the only reason I have MGM Plus is because I really liked that show. So I watch things. There's also one, Earth Abides is also on MGM Plus, which has been interesting. But yeah, I stopped after 3 episodes and got sidetracked.
Fair.
As I think we all do with streaming,
Yes.
to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else have you been streaming?
Well, before I say the other thing I was going to say, when I also searched 9 bodies in a Mexican morgue, the thing that came up was Nina and the Neurons.
And now you're in.
And it's 11 seasons long. It's a children's show
Okay.
about Nina, who's a neuroscientist.
You and Aaron as one person.
Oh my God. That's so fun. That's so cool. Except not me at all.
But yeah.
I also streamed, I'm going to butcher the name, Persepolis? That's not how they said it. I can't say it any other way, though.
I don't even know what that is.
It's based on a graphic novel that I also read, which is it's an autobiographical piece it's like a coming of age story during someone who was being raised in Iran during the war. And it was very interesting because
Is that it?
Persepolis. Yep, that makes much more sense to me. Yeah, Persepolis. Persepolis. What am I saying?
I get it, but that's why I looked it up for you because I
Thank
felt it.
you. Yeah, because it looks like it's Persepolis, but it's not.
Right.
Persepolis makes so much more sense, Nina. It was very interesting because it wasn't like a war story. It was a coming of age story of this. I mean, she was a kid, and it goes all the way through her young adulthood. And it's just focusing on her. It doesn't, it shows like they try to educate you on the war a little bit, just to like, oh, by the way, this is going on. But it's not, like, again, like I said, it's not like a full-blown, like, documentary on the war. And it's so interesting because it's an autobiography, but it's like, it's a cartoon and it's an adaptation of the graphic novel. So it's just so, like,
Meta?
yeah. It's so strange. It's like there's so much going on, but at the same time, like for the graphic novel, it was like literally the opposite of Tank Girl in the way that like it was pretty much like stick figure drawings. Like it wasn't, but it was like super simple.
Right.
So the animation for the movie was like that as well. It was very just like simple, and it was so funny. My favorite scene was they were making fun of Americans because everyone does, and I do, and I'm American. But it was like they were speaking French, and because it was all in French.
Okay.
And the person who played the American speaking French was speaking French how Americans speak French. So it's like, oui, bonjour, blah, blah, and it was so funny. I don't know why it got me so good, but I was like hysterically laughing. And my professor was like, why were you guys laughing at this one part? And we were like, because it's like accurate. Like it's just so funny. But it was really, really good. I thought, I've realized recently that I really enjoy coming of age stories, probably because of my age. But like Licorice Pizza, Lady Bird, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that definitely falls in the realm
Okay.
of that. It's just a bit more, there's a lot going on, but I really enjoyed it.
Okay. All right. You are listening to WHCM. This is Streaming Verse. You can listen to us on 88.3 FM, harperradio.com, or head over to YouTube Live and look for the Harper Radio channel. I say, you want to take a break and change the cameras? Or are you good? All right. We are going to be playing some PSAs and at the same time changing our camera view around in here just to make it a little bit more normal. So keep it tuned and we'll be right back after these messages.
For a list of recent played tracks, visit harperradio.com for the full playlist.
We're all looking for something.
To expand our creativity,
to hone our skills,
to find a place among our peers.
With over 100 programs to choose from, find it with Harper College.
Harper College allows its students to go at their own pace with accredited online and in-person classes.
with expert faculty
and a thriving student body at your fingertips.
The skies are the limit.
Visit harpercollege.edu to get started today.
Hey there, morning person. Carson Starr here. Have you heard the news? The Star Spotlight is now on 7 days a week.
Tuesday, Thursday,
Saturday,
Sunday.
60 minutes of commercial-free music to get your day started right.
Right.
Rise and shine. Tuesday, Thursday,
Saturday.
I don't like Monday.
The Star Spotlight every day at 6 and 9 a.m. here on Harper Radio.
This is it. VinylCon 2025.
The 10th anniversary of the biggest...
Okay, we're going to do a quick camera check right now because we changed the cameras around. How do I look? Okay. Nina? Oh, I think we're good. All right, we are back.
Great.
We are back with Streaming Verse here on WHCM, and we've been talking about what we've been streaming. Are we ready to dive into our topic?
I think we are.
The Zendaya Appreciation Hour, which will last about 30 minutes. But the title is everything, so we had to call it that. So I actually thought of a really good sentence, like, to start our topic.
Okay.
Which, of course, isn't going to flow as well since I've announced that I'm proud of my sentence, but...
It's okay.
It's okay. It's a workshop.
Yeah.
How did you first meet Zendaya?
Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay. Well, I first met Zendaya when I had bangs and hair down to my knees. And I was probably 6. Actually, I don't know when Shake It Up came out, what year that was, and I don't want to do the math anyway. So
Yeah, exactly.
however old I was when Shake It Up was on air, that is where I was introduced to her, and I basically watched everything she was in because when I was little, I wanted to be just like her, which is still true. I still want to be like Zendaya, but I was in love with her, and I didn't realize that. So I was like, I just like watching her because I want to be just like her. So yeah, I feel like I grew up with her. I grew up listening to her music, the bangers such as Replay. Oh, I was listening to it on the train back today.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot how good that song is. Literally was on replay throughout my entire childhood.
Well, I know you said you didn't want to know, but it was 2010 to 2013.
Okay, 2010. Hang on.
Math.
Wait, I can do this. I was 8.
Okay, so it would be 15 years ago?
Oh my god. Wait, am I that bad at math? Hang on. You said 2010?
Yes.
That doesn't make sense though, because 2010 minus...
You'd be around 11, right? No, 9.
Wait, but I just did the math 15 years ago and it said I would be 10, but then I did this and it says I'm 8.
That's weird. 9. We'll go with 9. It's a nice middle number. You were 9.
My parents who are doing my dad is probably sitting at home like, oh my god, she can't do basic addition and subtraction.
Did you ever watch Casey Undercover?
Yes, I did. So that was kind of past like that was like when we didn't have Disney Channel anymore, but I still would watch it like whenever I could. Or like my dad just texted me and said you were 8. I knew he was sitting there like, dear God, this is so embarrassing. So I was 8. I did watch Casey Undercover.
You haven't had your birthday yet this year, which is part of the math issue.
But why was it 2 years off? We'll go with that.
We'll go with it.
That. Yes, and then all of like the Disney Channel original movies she was in, like Frenemies. Frenemies I watched religiously. Like I couldn't even tell you what it's about, and I watched it all the time. And what was it, Zapped? I think she was in Zapped.
Oh, she was. I've
Yes.
heard of that one.
And there was a song in it called Too Much that my mom sped up like 4 times the speed, and we did a dance to it, and it was really fast. Too much to handle. I don't remember it, but yeah. What about you, Chris?
Well,
When did you meet Zendaya?
I first met Zendaya as Rue on Euphoria.
Wow. What an
I had no
introduction.
idea who she was, which is fine because when it comes to my Disney likes, I was either myself in my 20s watching it for some strange reason, or when my son was.
Right.
We should do a whole show on just Disney shows.
Can we please? Why have we not done that?
I don't know, because I want to unpack Clarissa Explains It All and my brother's take on it. So that might have been Nickelodeon, but it counts. Like we'll do all.
I don't know
Yeah.
what it is.
No. I'm just saying that it still counts because I really want to talk about Clarissa Explains It All. But the Adventures of Pete and Pete and like. But anyway, some of those I watched with my son, but like what you've watched, I haven't heard of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I can meet a good, 31-year-old and we can talk.
Right.
Plus, because I know.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I met her as Rue in Euphoria, and I was blown away because she was amazing. So, and it wasn't necessarily doing prep for this show, but I've learned in the past several months, like 6 to 9 months, that she did child shows, and I was like, really? Because I saw her as this adult actress playing a very serious role, doing an excellent job, and then I go back and see Shake It Up, and she's like saying some weird, silly, stupid joke because that's what you do on children's show now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But ever since Euphoria, I saw her in Spider-Man No Way Home. Because I actually really haven't watched the other Spider-Mans. I think I've seen them, but not much, because Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man.
Understandable.
Although No Way Home was amazing.
Yeah.
So, but since then, I have learned more and more about her. And of course, shipping her and Tom Holland so much. I was so excited when they got
So
engaged.
cute. Oh, me too.
I was like, yay!
Like, they're one of the very few straight couples I feel like I'm actually rooting for, which is crazy to say, but like, they're just so cute. And I've seen so many videos because people are like, Tom Holland forgets that he's famous. Because he'll literally, like, people, like, on red carpets, they'll be, like, taking pictures of Zendaya, and they'll be like, Tom, Zendaya. And Tom's just, like, got his phone, and he's just, like this, like, taking pictures of Zendaya. And I'm like, I would be doing the same thing if I was dating Zendaya.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But that gives me hope that she's being treated well.
That's and I don't want to make this all about Tom because we could have a whole nother show about Tom Holland
true.
and my love for him. He was in the movie The Impossible, which is about the tsunami.
Oh, yeah.
And he was so amazing. And I just recently rewatched some of my scenes. I don't like watching the scenes when they're being dragged under the water, so I kind of skip those. I've already seen those twice. We
Fair.
can skip that. But one of the things that has drawn me towards her is that she seems very happy with him. And I want to explain this because we look at Tom Holland and go, I mean, I think we all can look at Tom Holland, even people who might not be attracted to him, and say, he's just your basic nice guy.
Yeah.
He appears to be a nice guy. He doesn't seem to be a flashy Hollywood guy. And most actors from England are more down to earth than the ones from America.
It's like a little nerd.
And these two started dating, and she's like, nope, this is what I want. Now I know I read that they've broken up and gotten back together early on, but she's like, no, this is what I want, and basically was committed to that from when they met to a degree, which says a lot for her because she doesn't want to date the guy who has the flashy car and the big personality. She likes the guy who takes pictures of her and goes, look, I'm dating Zendaya. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
so that to me said a lot about her.
Yeah.
You know,
she could do better. No offense.
I don't know better. She could do different.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't find men attractive,
Right.
but like, he's not, like, Theo James is hot. Okay, that's like the one man who like, that man is hot. I would never, but like, that is my image of what hot men look like. And then there's Tom Holland, who looks like everyone.
Guy at the corner shop. Like,
Yeah.
just,
And I love it.
yeah, he's cute, but you wouldn't necessarily stop.
Like, oh my God, he's so
Right.
hot. I don't think they're like, oh, he's so cute. And that's like going back to the whole Chapel argument. Call me hot, not pretty. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm calling you pretty, not hot. Sorry.
I actually know what you're talking about. I just thought I'd point that out. Yes. So, so she's done some great work, and of course in Dune. I've seen her in Dune. In fact, I'm looking right now. Oh, Erin met Zendaya and Shake It Up as well. She added that.
Oh, my heart
in our
just
chat.
dropped. I was like, she met Zendaya. It's okay.
But she's been in Dune, and she's been amazing in both those roles. Both those movies. One role,
Right.
2 movies. And Challengers.
Oh my God.
Where I truly feel, I know Rue is an adult type role, but she's a child in that show. So she is an actress playing, a child in that role. Where Challenger, she's playing an adult.
Yeah, she is.
And wow.
Yeah. That role was like meant for her. Not that she's that type of person.
Right.
I don't think. But oh my God, she was so good in that movie. Like without her in that movie, I don't think I would have liked it.
I agree. And it's almost because she is not that person.
Right.
So seeing her play that person, it's like, okay, it's as the opposite. I'll talk about your shirt here for a second. Of why can't I think of her name? Ariana Grande playing
Glinda.
Galinda. Sorry.
Galinda, sorry.
Galinda. That still makes me laugh. She's playing herself too. Like we all look at that going, she's playing herself. So that was the role she was made to play
She's
because
not acting
that is
that
her.
hard.
Exactly. And I think if the roles were reversed, everyone would be like, why are we watching this movie?
Yeah.
Wicked. The musical. But with Zendaya, watching her play it, it's like she's acting.
Yeah.
So I can not like this person, because I don't know if we ever like that person.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we don't really like her, but we are okay with her character because we know it's someone who's acting versus it's them.
Yeah.
So, like if Ariana Grande played, I never pronounce her name correctly, Elphaba,
Alfie.
we'd be like, no.
No.
I did put the camera on you, but I do want to read this because this is amazing. So, critical acclaim. This is back to, of course, Zendaya.
Yeah.
Her portrayal of Rue Bennett, a teenage battling with drug addiction in HBO's Euphoria, earned her 2 Primetime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series, making her the youngest recipient of that award.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
That's amazing.
And she deserves it. Like, that, you were talking about not knowing her from Shake It Up, but I did. So then going into, here we go with the ages again, I'll say middle school.
Okay, good.
And seeing her in Euphoria, I'm sure you can imagine the whiplash.
Oh, yeah.
From like Rocky Blue with like the feathers in her hair, dancing in a tutu and a jean jacket, to like Euphoria. And I was like, whoa, okay. But again, it just speaks to how amazing she is.
And in comparison, and I don't know if you ever saw, and I'm talking about things I haven't researched for the show, Hilary Duff.
Okay, yeah.
What was her show? Lizzie McGuire. I don't know if
Yes.
you ever, but even like, so Hilary Duff was in Lizzie McGuire. Hilary Duff has been in Younger as a character. She has been How I Met Your Father, which I've never seen, but
I've watched
she's fine and I like her. I don't want it out there that I'm trying to be negative about her, but she's kind of playing the same character,
Right.
but grown up, where Zendaya is acting and growing as an actor, which is really nice to see. Because again, Ariana Grande is also one of those because was she in a Disney role too?
She was in Nickelodeon.
And
Victorious.
and again, she's great in Wicked, but is that acting or is that just her personality with some acting added?
She's the same character in what was it? Victorious and Sam and Cat. But that's a whole nother show. Talking about the Nickelodeon is actually a horror story.
Yeah, that is bad.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Okay. Not to brag, but I am 1 degree separation away from Zendaya. Probably not anymore, but like when she was on Shake It Up.
It doesn't matter. Once you are, you can undo it.
Okay, great. So because Christina Grady, who's a dance teacher that I know, she choreographed for Shake It Up, and she has a picture with Zendaya. And it... My mom texted me and said she also killed it on Dancing with the Stars, which I did have written down. She was incredible.
Which I actually watched because you mentioned it. So I watched Dancing with the Stars.
Hey.
How did she get second place to Kelly Pickler?
I know.
I didn't see it, but is Kelly Pickler amazing?
No.
Because Zendaya was 16.
I know.
When she did that, and she was amazing.
Yeah. Nothing against Kelly.
Right, but
I used to listen to her all the time, but are you kidding me? Oh my God. Throwing.
I also read that it was so stressful and so traumatizing for her, she hasn't been able to watch it since. And it's kind of like I was 16.
Yeah.
She's the youngest person who ever did it. But I wonder, and you might know, I wonder why she did it though, because sometimes we see people on Dancing with the Stars when they are trying to change, their career stalled out. Was she trying to move to be an adult? I was wondering when I was looking into that.
I mean, that's kind of like when JoJo Siwa was on the show. What was the purpose of that?
Yeah.
I mean, I think for JoJo it was, I want the attention of being the first woman to have a woman partner.
Oh, yeah,
I think
that makes
that's
sense.
why. Because I just saw a clip on TikTok. She went on Big Brother UK. I don't know what she was doing there. But then she got into this massive argument with someone about being gay. And I was like, girl, what are you doing?
On that note, you're listening to WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. And my mic is right in front of my camera, so I've moved it a little bit. The thoughts and ideas presented on the show are our own and not necessarily reflective of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, and its Board of Trustees. Okay, you can carry on. And it was time. I had to throw that in.
No, thank you. I was getting off topic anyway. Going back to my list. The Bad Blood music video, Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Okay, that featured a bunch of awesome women. And Zendaya was in it, and they all like made like nicknames for themselves. Like Taylor was Catastrophe. Like they all had silly nicknames like that, and she was Cutthroat, and she was in it for like probably 5 seconds, but it was awesome.
Yeah, you really have to pause that movie sometimes to see, one, their names, and two, who it is.
Yeah,
in
but
some
it's
cases.
so fun. Like I feel like I could watch it and tell you everyone. Just like, oh, this is just because I've seen it so many times. She's gonna, okay, I am so excited about this because I have found, apparently, in my writing that I am a big Greek god nerd.
Okay.
And I didn't know this about myself until I started reading. I read Song of Achilles, which I 100% recommend that book to anyone who needs a good cry. It is so beautifully written, so amazing. It's got queer representation. It's just, so, and I loved Hercules. I love Hercules, like the Disney thing. And they're making a Odyssey movie based on the Odyssey, which could be really, 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 really bad or really, really, really good, but Zendaya's supposed to be in it.
Ooh.
And I am so excited. It comes out in a couple of years, I believe. So we've got a while, but I don't know who she's playing or if that's even like a thing yet. I could be wrong. This information is coming from IMDb. So, but that would be so awesome.
Well, speaking of roles we haven't seen her in yet, and it's funny. It's like we have the one show or us having a conversation where it's not rude to pick up your phone, like when you talk. 'Cause
know,
it's like,
literally.
oh, next thought.
Yeah.
And this just came up on my feed, so I don't know if it's because we're talking about her or which can happen.
Yeah.
Ronnie Spector, who's singer.
Okay.
She passed away recently, in the past few years. She personally selected Zendaya to star in her biopic after her death, and it's now happening. Yeah,
What
so
an
she's
honor.
she's
That's
gonna
so
portray like she was
cool.
asked, like I want Zendaya to represent me, which I think is amazing.
I mean, who wouldn't? Like, that's so awesome.
It's like, can we rewrite history and have her portray me? Like,
Yeah,
you know?
literally. Okay. Also, another thing that I really, really like is the Disney fairies. I don't know if you ever saw like the Tinkerbell films.
No.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna have to change that. I used to also play this game all the time, and it was called Pixie Hollow, and it was online, and you made your own fairy, and you would like, I don't even know the premise, but it reminds me a lot of Sky, which is the video game that I play a lot now. And I think that's why I like it so much. But they had like a Disney Channel special of the movies, because there's like 700 movies. Not really, there's probably like 7. And it was Pixie Hollow Games, and it was so awesome, and she was in it.
Okay.
I love the Disney fairies.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, one of the things you and we were texting and
Yes.
about her is I don't feel, at least when I see her on social media, that she's overly sexualized. And you said, yes, she is, that people sexualize her. But I think she controls her content, like, because she controls how she portrays herself, it's not as bad as it could be because she doesn't sexualize herself to that degree. No, but what I mean is, like, you're not seeing her chest coming out all the time.
Chris, did you see what she wore to...
No, I don't mean it like that, but that's more classy than I'm wearing this just so you can see my boobs.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, she's a model. She definitely, you see a lot of skin with some of the stuff she wears. It's just though, but it's not like...
No, she's like teasing.
I'm trying to...
Is that...
Yes, she's teasing it versus like, this is why I'm famous. Because I look so good. If that makes sense. It's not... She's attractive, but she's not... Like, I'm trying to... Hold on. I'm going to say her. She's also in Euphoria. Now that I'm thinking about it, the blonde in Euphoria, she's
Hunter?
famous. Not Hunter, but I love Hunter.
I love Hunter. Oh, Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney does it herself. Sydney Sweeney takes her own shots of what her thong looks like. She takes her own shots of... That's what I mean. She's not taking these shots of, talk about this, I need attention. Like, you know, thirsty type situation.
Yeah, she's not posting thirst traps.
Yes. That's what I mean by like when you see her, it's, she's more stylized in terms of like, she definitely is good, like has her own sense of fashion.
Yeah.
But her fashion isn't, hey, I'm going to wear this so people will notice me more. It's like people are going to notice this dress and that I'm stylish, not that I have a butt. Or I have a chest.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So that's what I mean about it. It's like I get like everything else, like she's hot, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's you know, because she's also keeps her private life private. So she's not the one out there going, oh, look at me and my boyfriend at the beach and look at us in the waves. I mean, I watch TMZ all the time. The number of famous people I see with their own thirst traps, oh, we're frolicking in the ocean and someone just happened to be filming us. I have never really seen that with those two.
No. That's what I really like about, well, one of the many things I love about Florence Pugh. She... on social media just kills me. She'll post like double chin pics with no makeup and be like, oops. And she posts all the time. Like she just posted a picture and she's like, of her like literally just waking up, and not like I just woke up. No, like her, like she was in bed, her hair is a mess. She's got like acne all over her face and she's like, good morning. And she just kills, cause she's just so real. You know what I mean? And I love that. And I feel like Zendaya is definitely she's not a robot. Which is refreshing to see.
Right, exactly. And so that's what I mean by like the sexualization. It's like she isn't thirst trapping for it on her own, which so many people are now. It's crazy.
Yeah. And
no one's pointed a camera at me for 2 seconds. Let me do something.
And that brings up the whole argument of like being secure in your femininity and like confident in your body versus I want attention because my body looks this way. You know what I mean? There's a thin line. And
it also is where then your sense of self-esteem comes from. Because if you have to do that, that's how you're building your self-esteem, where she doesn't feel the need to do that, which is just shows how healthy she is, which is good.
Yep.
And again, and why she's happy with Tom.
Yes. And, you know, the message that, and it may not be their intention, all of these celebrities, but the messages that it sends to other people on social media, not just like kids, you know, but obviously it gets them who are like, you know, insecure with their bodies, whatever. And then they see these people who are very successful and popular and they look a certain way. And then they're like, okay, well, I can never do that because I don't look like that.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And I feel like now more than ever, that is obviously because of social media and everything. That's like a major issue that I feel like everyone talks about, but there's nothing done about it. So I don't know. It's one of those things.
So I really want to talk about things that are going to be coming out soon because there's some really cool things.
Yes.
But I really also want to say was I got for a positive thought.
Ooh.
But I want to say it with Zendaya because she said this.
Of course.
Pretty is not the rent you pay to exist in the world as a woman. That was on Instagram in 2020.
Period, girl. That's awesome.
So there's our one positive thought we can use anyway. But I also wanted to mention, I have to turn the page, which is why I had to mention that. I'm really excited about these things, so I thought I would read them off.
Okay.
Hacks, the next season, season 3 or 4, I'm not sure, is coming out within 10 days.
Wow.
Poker Face is coming back within 30 days.
Awesome.
Yes. The Last of Us starts Sunday.
Oh, wow.
You is within 16 days.
Oh my God.
And I wrote this list like 2 days ago. That's why I'm saying within. So
Yeah.
You's coming back. And I think you're going to be excited about this one. In just about 60 days, Ginny and Georgia.
My God.
And another one that I'm excited about, and now Aaron is excited about as well, Peacemaker in 135 days.
Oh my God.
We still got ways to go, but at least it's on books.
Yes.
Peacemaker is back.
Okay, ready? 20 more days until Thunderbolts. Losing my mind about that. Florence Pugh did her own
That's right. I saw a thing for that. Yes.
Yeah, and everyone's like, sit down, Tom Cruise, sit down. Sit down. 106 days until the new Fantastic Four movie.
Okay.
225 days until Wicked Part 2.
Oh, nice.
386 days until Avengers Doomsday. 461 until The Odyssey. So it's closer than I thought. 757 days till Secret War. And 785 days until Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. But who's counting?
Right. See, those are all positive thoughts to end the show with. We've got more stuff to watch.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, and Erin is going to, her positive thought is she's now signing off from watching or listening to our show, and she's going to go watch the 3rd episode of Black Mirror.
Woo-woo!
Thanks for tuning in to WHCM and Streamingverse here. We are on Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. You can catch us live and on YouTube Live Thursdays at 7 p.m. And Erin's going to come on. You're off next week, so Erin's going to come on and we're going to talk about adolescence next week, which I'm really excited about.
That should be really good.
Keep it tuned to WHCM. Up next is Andy with Mixtape.